April GTA real estate market showed the third consecutive month average sold price increase ever since January this year. But the interest rate still holds at a very high level. Should buyers wait for interest rate decline? Hi, this is Chris Han with your Home Sale Guarantee Realty team, Chris Han. Today, let's look at the newly available Toronto Real Estate Board Market Watch report. So we will look at two charts. The big one is April's performance, and the smaller one is one more month ahead in March. So when we compare the numbers from the big to small, you see month over month change. And together we study 5 parameters. Under each one of them, you see a white percentage. That's the year over year change. So we first take a look at the average sold price across the whole GTA for all property types, and the number came back to 1.15 million. This is the third consecutive month that average sold price increased ever since January. So in January, that number was 1.038 million. So that's the lowest ever since interest rate raise in March 2022. So comparing this 1.15 to that number, we already had 11% increase. So I think it's safe to say now the bouncing back becomes a trend now. So in terms of market activeness, the market became a lot more active in March. That trend continued. So this month, the total sold properties increased from last month 6,900 to 7,500. And the fall down comparing to same period last year also increased from 1/3 difference to only 5% difference. So you can see the market is much warmer now. And last year, this period of time, because that was the beginning of the interest rate raise, the market was still very active, and you can see we're closing the gap, okay? But the new listing did not recover as fast. Actually, the new number of new listings dropped from last month's 11,183 to this month's 11,365. As a result, the total active listing continued to fall. We had 20% decrease from same period last year, and then the market inventory continued to drop from last month's 1.5 months to 1.4 months inventory. So if you remember at the beginning of this year, we saw the inventory was 3 months long and 2 months inventory until last month's 1.5, and this month's only 1.4 months inventory, meaning using current speed, it only takes 1.4 months for the market to digest all the active listings in the market. So last month, the market was no longer balanced. It had stepped out from the balanced market and became a seller's market. And this month, the trend continued. Actually, the imbalance now it's more skewed to the seller side. It's even more seller's market than last month. Another proof to see that the market is very active now is the days on market. You can see days on market continue to shorten 2 more days, decrease from last month's 19 days to 17 days. Again, although it's still longer than last April, if you remember, the end of last year and the beginning of this year, we saw days on market 29 days. And if you compare with those, you can see days on market, average time for property to be bought by a buyer only halved. So this is how the market is now. I know there's lots of people thinking that the interest rate is still high, but no matter it's for the average sold price or the activeness, we can see it's been a while. Now the market is much warmer now. Today, I want to talk about the relation between the property price and interest rate. The observational period starts from January 2021 till last month, April 2023. So this over 2-year period of time starts from the middle of pandemic. And during that period, in order to stimulate the economy, Bank of Canada adopts a very low prime rate at 2.45%. Because of that, a lot of buyers enter into the property market trying to take advantage of the low borrowing costs. So as a result, we saw the price peak in February 2022 at 1.33 million. Ever since March last year, Bank of Canada launched a series of interest rate rates, actually 8 times. So the prime rate went up from 2.45% to 6.7%. To echo to the interest rate raise, the property price went down all the way to January 2023, 1.04 million. That is a 22% decrease. The market started to bounce back from February this year, and up until now, we already had 11% recovery. So as a result, the whole GTA, comparing from the peak 1.33 million, we actually only lost 13.5%. But you can see how the interest rate change did impact the property price. But in fact, if you pay closer attention, you will see the property price change has 2 different stages. The first stage is the beginning of the interest rate raise. You can see the first 4 times of interest rate raise brought down the price quite deeply, right? But interestingly, from July 2022, even though there are another 4 times of interest rate raise, the property price remained quite flat. It was not as impact as the beginning. Some people, they talk about, oh, I want to wait. I either want to wait for property price to drop, or I want to wait for the interest rate to drop. So in this case, for example, if you are waiting for the property price to drop, I think at the first 4 months, you're probably rewarded because the price come down quite steeply. But if you are still waiting, starting from July last year to January this year, the time you spend on waiting, probably the price did not drop further. Instead, because of the interest rate raise, you'll end up paying a lot more in mortgage, correct? So then by waiting, you're not gaining in the second half of last year. And if you're still waiting from January, not only the interest rate did not change, the property price went up quite significantly. Wouldn't you say? Wouldn't you agree? In 3 months' time, you had 11% increase. That's quite sharp, correct? So I want to just remind everyone, if you say you want to wait, what's the objective of your waiting? Do you want to wait for property price to drop, or do you want to wait for the interest rate to drop? Because in the end, what affects you more is the mortgage you pay every month. Also, the property price and the interest rate, they are almost always opposite to each other. When the interest rate was really low, the property price was really high. You probably didn't think that was a good time. But now, the property price is lower than before, but the interest rate is super high. So what do you want to wait for? This is a question I leave for everyone to ponder. So before I go, I also want to share with you performance of some of the selective cities across GTA. So the blue line is the average GTA's performance. The minus 13.5% means that comparing with the peak in February, how much we've lost. So if you remember, GTA's widest shortfall showed in January this year, and that was 22%. But because of consecutive 3 months recovery, the market already picked up quite a bit of some loss. So right now, we are only 13.5% short than the peak of February last year. I choose 4 cities, 2 from north, York Region, Markham, Vaughan, and then Mississauga from west, and then Ajax from east. So all cities perform quite similar to the general trend of GTA, but the recovery speed, recovery degree is quite different from one to another. So I will announce from the least performer to the best. So Ajax, this is a city on the east, still have 21% to capture, starting from the peak. But I do want to point it out, in terms of the price change, Durham, a lot of cities in Durham shows like a roller coaster. They rise more and they also fall more. So you can see the increase is quite dramatic at the beginning of last year as well. So now they still have quite to capture comparing with that peak. Then we see Vaughan, we still have 15% to cover up. Mississauga is quite okay, 12%. So Vaughan and Ajax, they are below the benchmark of the GTA average, 13.5%, but Mississauga performs better than the whole GTA average. We only have a 12% left. And the best among these 4 cities I picked is Markham. So you can see that the last couple months, Markham went up very strongly. So we've only had 9% to capture to come back to the peak of last year. So this is the end of this video. If you have any recent plan to purchase or to sell, please feel free to talk to us. We'll customize the strategy just for you. See you next time.